Released way back in 2000, the original Deus Ex is still one of the best overall FPS experiences out there. What made it different was the core elements of role-playing and adventure that the game introduced. At that time, it was a different approach to the genre that rewarded decision-making, careful thought, and strategy. 11 years later, Eidos Montreal and Square Enix have revived this franchise with a prequel, Deus Ex: Human Revolution. You play as Adam Jensen, a security officer who works for Seraph Industries, a company that specializes in human augmentations and is a leader for scientific advancement, freedom, and experimentation. In the early stages of the game, Seraph Industries is attacked by a band of mercenaries that leave several scientists captured, some dead, and Adam near fatally injured. He is forced to have augmentations to survive. At this point, it's mostly a detective story, and most of the game is Adam's search for answers.
Stand down, Hanser! I told you, stand down or this bitch is dead!
Bullshit. You're bigger than that. You don't kill civilians.
Damn right! I'm a decorated vet, and I won't be jerked around. I need to find out who's behind this, and right now the boss lady's my only ticket out of here.
Inspired by cyberpunk and detective noir, the majority of Human Revolution involves Adam's quest to unravel the conspiracy through missions spanning across main city hubs all over the world. While each one has a central plot carrying through your investigation, there are side missions for you to explore. Luckily, they aren't as repetitive as the side quests of other RPGs. Each mission has several layers and angles to be explored or not, and several possible outcomes that often tie into the greater mission at hand in unexpected ways. This creates a deep sense of choice and consequence throughout the game.
Help me!
Despite its looks, Human Revolution is not a shooter. This is made very clear when you actually try to shoot a gun. Aiming down the sights in first person is nearly useless, so firing in third person is definitely the way to go. The controls themselves are very stiff and the buttons are unable to be changed in any way, at least in the console versions. This sometimes will make for an unnatural feel and setup of your controller. Ducking in and out of cover, however, is very easy to do, but the camera switching from first person to third person can be very inconvenient at times. The game does offer a more stealthy way to play rather than the traditional run and gun, and this is the way I would definitely recommend playing the game. However, it does force you to go back to run and gun when you go through the outdated boss fights. You can further change how you play the game by making enhancements to your augmentations. This allows you to customize how you want to play the game and approach the missions at hand. As I stated previously, the stealth approach is the way to go, and the game will lend to that even further by allowing you to hack doors, cameras, and turrets through a hacking minigame. This part is actually a lot of fun and allows for you to be creative while planning out an effective strategy to approach your mission. While the graphics in this game and cinematic sequences are overall very well done, there can be some off-putting moments. An example is when a cinematic sequence shown here goes from a very dark and moody room to a very brightly lit one. The facial animations can look very stiff, unnatural, and sometimes a little Botox-ish. The game itself, though, is filled with very good-looking environment that has a lot of detail, texture, and minute things going on that if you didn't know what you're looking for, you would sometimes miss them. However, the game does only take place at night. This could be a turnoff for some gamers. In saying that, though, they do set the correct tone and mood that the game itself is trying to convey. Some of the details throughout the game are newspapers and ebooks that you will find that will not only convey the story and the world around you, but it brings you in from a stylistic standpoint, and I feel this makes for a deeper gameplay experience. One place I feel the game truly excels is in its sound design, especially the soundtrack by Michael McCann. It sets the tone better than anything else in the game, and I feel that it is worthy of high recognition. The only downside in the sound is that the voice acting at times can be terrible. In saying that, I am also happy that the in-game conversations have recorded dialogue. Also, the ambient sound and random conversations you hear while exploring will really make the world feel alive. I also feel that this is a welcome addition to gaming and feel other developers should take note. So overall, this game is a good game, but it's not great. Does it surpass the original that came out over a decade ago? Unfortunately, it doesn't. A lot of the ideas and themes that it's trying to convey have been done better in some other games. An example is the character of Adam and the stealth and action elements I feel have been modeled directly after the Metal Gear Solid series and were actually executed a bit better in my opinion. Also, some of the facial animations, voice acting, overall conversation depth and weight to your decisions has been done better in LA Noire, and I feel that those games are far better as an overall experience. Now, in saying that, is Deus Ex Human Revolution a bad game? By no means. I feel that everyone needs to play this game. It is a welcome breath of fresh air for video games, and much like the original, does add some interesting things to keep you going. But in saying that, I can only give this game a rental. I do not feel that you need to go out and spend full price for this game. Will it give you a long playthrough? Yes, it will. It'll last you at least 15 to 30 hours, especially if you're an achievement hunter and you want to go through and get all of the content that's involved, play the game through in all the different ways, try out all the augmentations, collect all the newspapers and ebooks, and gather all the content that the game does have to offer. So yes, it will last you a while, but don't go into this game expecting it to be the next greatest thing, because it's not, unfortunately. But in saying that, this has been Codename Soap. Hopefully you've enjoyed the review. Please feel free to leave me some feedback, some comments, suggestions, the usual. But as always, thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoy.
If you want to make enemies, try to change something.